Well, I want to thank you for this opportunity, and we have the media here, but we're also taping this because this will be on our website as the 6th Fireside Chat that we're doing. And they've been very successful. I'm always amazed. How do you get out to 8,000 people any better than on our website? So like Roosevelt did, we do Fireside Chats. There isn't a fireplace in my office, but it'll work. And this is the 6th one, so we're kind of combining some opportunities here. Approximately 50 weeks ago, it seems like 50 years some days, I arrived here as the interim president at Alderson Broaddus. They've been challenging times, they've been exciting times, and it's been a time of renewal and hope and affirmation. And I'm very indebted to the people here from Alderson Broaddus. You know, maybe I'm steering the ship, but the people that are doing the work are represented by many of the people here, our faculty and staff that are here today. So quickly, let me go through a couple of things for you. I bring you greetings from those 8,000 alumni. 300 people on a payroll and 1,050 students. So we have a community, a family of 10,000 people. And I take that very seriously. Every day I thank God for that opportunity, this opportunity to be the president of AB. And I thank God for the 10,000 people that have touched my life, as we move forward, always forward into the future. Our enrollment, as I mentioned, is 1,050. We're down slightly from a year ago. And we're in a very, very, very competitive market for private institutions nationally as well as in the state of West Virginia. And Jeff alluded to many of the challenges that he has each day. We're not graded by institution like he is, but we are certainly graded, and I'll talk a little bit about our Higher Learning Commission accreditation visit that just occurred. As you all know, we missed a bond payment a year ago, and one of the reasons I'm here is the missing of that bond payment. We are very, very close to a forbearance agreement with our bondholders. We've been in almost daily communication with our attorneys, their attorneys. I've learned a lot about law and finance in the last year, I can assure you. And we've developed a very good relationship with the bondholders. A forbearance agreement will allow us to start, once again, getting off of a standstill and moving toward payment of the bondholders. We have a 5-year recovery plan that has been tested and stress tested by the bond people. It's been a very, I would say, wholesome partnership, believe it or not. We started out in sort of an adversarial relationship with them. We've now developed, I think, a collaborative relationship as we move forward with this financial arrangement. I do not know, well, I do know, but I cannot share the length of that forbearance agreement. But we'll be announcing that shortly, primarily to our faculty and staff, our alumni and stakeholders. My anticipation of the forbearance agreement will be roughly the first part of December. But again, it's up to the suits and the attorneys, and again, we're in final negotiations in that regard. We are working on an economic impact statement for Alderson Broaddus University. I have to tell you, I'm the new guy in town, and about 3 or 4 months ago I had breakfast on a Saturday morning here at the Medallion. And I had my usual Saturday attire on of a pair of shorts and a sweatshirt. 2 guys sitting across from me. You know, the sage philosophers, and every town has them. They have all the answers. And one guy says to the other guys, "What are those clowns doing," quote, "what are those clowns doing up at AB?" Well, I got my attention away from the local sports page, and I started listening in. And one of them said, I don't know what they do for Philippi. I don't think they do much. So my mother said a long time ago, if you can't say something nice, don't say it. So I bit my tongue in half. Because I wanted to say, listen, you clowns, we do a whole lot for this community. We're between $60 and $80 million of annual impact on this community. And if something would happen to us, there'd be a crevice in Philippi and Barbour County. My colleague represents the largest payroll in Barbour County. And we're a close second. And Jeff, I'm not sure if you fit into that, but you're darn close. $60 to $80 million is a lot. We take that seriously of what we're giving, the impact we have, but we're also very, very grateful for the impact you have on us. Now, we've established a town and gown task force. And what it basically is going to do is to bring us closer together. Historically, urban myth, legend, sometimes we've been very close, sometimes we've been very apart from one another. In my opinion, that's ridiculous. We need you, you need us. Well, what does that mean? How do we articulate that relationship? And that's what we're trying to do. So we have a very small group of people representing the state, the county, the city, and AB. And we're moving ever so incrementally toward a plan. Now, I'm not sure exactly the elements of the plan, but I can characterize them. One is cooperation. Duh. Sounds so easy. But we're finding out we're not sharing plans. We're not sharing calendars. We're not leveraging events. Simple cooperative measures that need to be taken. Secondly, we have a great relationship with the public school system. I suspect that Jeff and I both would agree that it's great. It could be a whole lot greater. And we're going to articulate specific strategies as to how we can improve. Now tonight, putting a little commercial in, Dr. Props is watching this very carefully, but we have a program tonight for junior and seniors and their parents to talk about getting college credit during their high school years. Just one example of that. The third, in addition to working with the public schools, the whole idea of common collaboration and cooperation is transportation. Now, geography didn't do us any favors. And we are on a hill. And it isn't easy to get from our hill downtown or from downtown up. And I don't know what this means, but we have to bring it together. We have to connect the dots. We have to literally bridge that hill from our institution to our town, our city. Now, what does this all mean? As we put this together, hopefully we can get some funding. It'll be collaborative funding, perhaps private and public sources. Okay? We're hoping for a planning grant, to be quite honest with you, to bring people in to help us negotiate these 3 points or other points that we may have identified in cooperative ways. So stay tuned. Last year in the spring, I came and gave you sort of a 60-day look. I think it'd be great to give you an annual report of where we are and where we're going. So, with that, let me see if can I check my notes too?
Absolutely.
All right, good, good. Let me conclude with this. You know, it sounds like the State of the Union, and I'm sure the new president will get up and say that the union is stable and all of those kind of things. We are strengthened and stable. We are moving forward with a transition plan for the next 2 years that will mirror my 2 years here, a transition plan. It is not strategic, it's more of things that we have to take care of right now. My successor will develop a 5-year strategic plan. This one has a lot of nuts and bolts and things that we've got to take care of, whether it be enrollment, academic affairs, student affairs, finance, facilities, etc. So we're moving, and the tagline this year is very intentional. We learn from the past. We're moving forward. And with that, we're very, very excited about our future. And with that, I'll stop. Thank you very much.